ton. You got that other. Oh, I got it. It's right here. Oh. Yeah, I already got the blocks in the back. Now these are 22s. Loosen these just a bit. Barely loosen them. Okay. That's all of them. Okay. Jack it up. Looks good right there, isn't it? Huh? Yeah, to look at them. What year is your truck? 2009. Yeah. So you got a 4-ton jack with 3-ton stands. That's the same thing you put on all the lighter duty ones, and yours is a 4x2 3500. You also could do a, you could go from a 1500 to a 3500. Yeah. Because they're all 4-wheel drive except for the 3500. I thought I had more room in there to do that other one, but it'll be fine right there, right? Okay. Alright, so now what I think is the only difference is just that little wire for the ABS. Yeah. Between the 2007 with the different headlights like the one I had, or the ones like yours. So you can hear the bearings in there? ABS system. I thought thicker ABS cord. An active ABS system and a thinner ABS cord for you. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, so I thought when whenever I would drive straight,
or turn left, I could hear the bearing. So I thought it was going to be the right side bearing. So I changed those first, and then I did a test drive and realized, okay. But I was planning on replacing them both as a set anyway. But now I know, at least in this circumstance, is if you drive straight and you hear the bearings and then you turn right and you don't hear the noise, then it's your left. It's your left bearings.
You spin it to see if it made noise?
Yeah, it makes a lot of noise. But maybe I forgot to do this. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this one. Tools, long 3/4 pipe bar, and a 1960s ratchet. You can see here. It's old school, but man, this thing is tough. Keep in mind, I'm not a mechanic. I have no experience doing this kind of repair. I watched a couple YouTube videos and did some research and figured out what I need, and I just wanted to save me $240 in labor. So then with that money, I used to buy a jack and a couple tools that I can use for other stuff. Having a bucket is really handy. Set the caliper on, and then this board is really handy, you'll see. But if you listen, hear that? Those bearings are shot. So the truck I'm working on is mine. It's a 2009 Chevy 3500 heavy duty dually. I did so much research trying to find the torque settings, didn't really have much luck, and then the YouTube videos didn't explain too much. It was mostly YouTube videos that had the center hub removal. This is hollow all the way through. So, but after getting into the other one and knocking that out, I found it's pretty simple. So you can spin it, you can see how jacked up it is. Where's that little tiny socket I have? Oh, for that wire. Yeah. Put it on your little ratchet. Yeah. Alright. So tools I'm using is a 22 millimeter, 21 millimeter, and a, what is that, a 10 millimeter, and then 15 millimeter. The 10 is used for taking off the little. Actually, maybe I don't have to take this off like I did last time. Well, the new Assemblies going to have this new cord here for the ABS, so you can almost pretty much just pry this thing out of your way. So now I have some room to work. I will have to take this off so I can get the cord or the hydraulic hose for the brake caliper out of my way. Alright. I got this off. This is just a bracket for the brake caliper. See right here, just to kind of get that out of my way. And now the toughest part is getting the leverage. This is 22. The brake caliper to the spindle is a 21, and this takes a ridiculous amount of leverage to get that off. You're gonna have to move things in certain ways just to kind of get the leverage you need in the pipe on there. You're not going to do it without some kind of pipe. So the risky part is I got to start it up and turn this over so I can get to it. Turn the wheel around. Okay, so I got these two big bolts back here I got to take off. I need a big old braking bar to do that. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's almost impossible to get it off without this braking bar on here. And I am not a strong man at all, like I used to be. I think it's Hey, Billy. So anyway, I'm kind of in a position where I can't really, the other one I was able to get it, but this one here, and plus I got cheap sockets, so I have to go down and buy a socket. There we go. No way. Got it. Alright, I wasn't expecting to get it. Okay, so use I mean, it's a good socket, but you want probably something heavier duty than this 21 here. But you know what I'm trying to use is what I got, and if I break it, then I just go buy another one. And that's just how you have to do it. I'm an air conditioning heating contractor by trade, so I'm not too intimidated by trying something new. And if I screw it up, I just at that point hire somebody to do it. You know. Alright. Now this other one, let's see if we can get this one off. We might have to go low. See if I can get at least one crank on here. Gonna be tough. Let's try that. Up high enough? Nope. here, then this will be the one. Don't get with that one. Oh, we got it. You can see. Now, I was told that in the tightening torque on these two caliper to spindle is 221 foot-pounds. I weigh like 165, 6 foot, with very small muscle mass. Probably from old age. And from drinking crappy tap water. But we got it. I mean, really, this was like literally the hardest part, is just getting this off. You can get this off, I mean, you're doing all right. Best to get the, well, you know what, I'm not going to say what's best, because this is my first time doing it. I'm just going to learn from my first one that I did, and that is take the bottom one out first, then kind of support your leg on it. When you take the top one out, this thing doesn't drop and you mess up the hose. You do not want to mess up. You don't want to make more problems. So I've got I got some support here. Oops. While I take this one out. If there's any mechanics that have done this, I sure would like to see a video on how it's done by a professional, since I really couldn't find any videos on this exact same situation. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and so if it doesn't look, the video doesn't have the exact same components, I'm just going to be a little bit confused, even though I can get by and improvise and use common sense for the most part, which will get you through a lot of things. Okay, so you can see, actually, you know, yeah, just set this up. Find a way to set it without it messing it up. Probably like that's good. It's not too tight. There's a little tug on there. I don't like that, but you know what? If I'm not going to use this. Not anymore. Get that out of the way. Whoa, what was that? Okay, so now this is out of my way, and this caliper will actually get better out of my way on the other side. There we go. Oh yeah, much better. And the cord seems to be okay. Now see, this is the ABS system here. I just broke that right out of my way. Alright, so now we're almost there. Now what I could do, you saw me spraying. This is just some penetrating oil. I try to just, I don't know if it really does much good. I'm sure a certified mechanic's probably thinking, dude, what are you doing with all that oil around the brakes? Well, you kind of should know the answer to that, and that is, I don't know what I'm doing. So why would you ask a question like that? What are you doing? That's it, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so now What did I take off next? I believe I took this off next. This is just an extension, I guess. Someone probably knows what this is. You can comment on it, you know. Okay. And now you're thinking, well, gosh, how's he gonna take those off with this thing spinning? Well, I watched a video on one of you awesome mechanics on YouTube, and you put this little bar here that counteracts the tension. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to straighten this out now. Just give me a minute to straighten it. Okay, one thing you want to not do, since you got the caliper off, is push your brakes in, okay? You'll see why when I get to that. Did I do it? No, but I almost did. Okay. Alright, I think I had to use the braking bar for this too, just to get these things going. I'll tell you, man, having a braking bar, these things just come out so easy. All right. Okay, spin it and do some more. There we go. Okay. That's all of them, maybe one or two left. Two left. All right. So now, if it didn't come right off, I think I just tapped on it a couple spots. The other one popped right off pretty easy. Maybe I'll need to use a hammer. got this little tiny hammer right here I'm going to use. Let's give it a little tap. Let's keep rotating it. Starting to come out. Check it, see if it'll come out for you. If not, if you don't want to be too aggressive with a sledgehammer, you can. I got the other one off, so just gotta be patient. We're almost there. I think we might get that. Oh. There we go. Maybe one more right here. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Off. Set that off to the side. And you got your brake caliper. Come right off. Gently. And this is what we're replacing right here. This is your wheel bearing. Assembly. This cost me about $332 at AutoZone for one of these. You know, if you go to a dealership, they're going to charge me about $600 each. Actually, $700 each. Okay. Listen to this. That's just grinding away. Okay. So now I throw down a little anti-seize on these little bearings here. Like I said, it probably doesn't have to be done, but I'm always trying to think what, if it helps even a fraction, then it probably wasn't too bad of an idea. Okay, now we get the socket. I tell you what, you don't want to use 3/8 3/8 on any of these. This is a 1/2 inch. This is a half inch fittings. I used a 3/8 and it literally ripped it completely out. So you want to get some heavy duty 1/2 inch. Yeah, otherwise you're just gonna slip and hurt yourself, which I almost did. Alright. So let's see here. Okay. I can't remember how. Oh, actually I went through the back side and I think I still again had to turn the wheel. I might be able to turn it with my hands. Yeah. There we go. Okay, good. And I have to start the car up. I guess if you raise the front end high enough, you wouldn't have to do it at all. So, okay, I gotta go the other way. A little tricky. How far am I into this? 30 minutes. 31 minutes already. I was hoping to have this thing done in 1 hour. The first one, no joke, took me 3 hours because I had to keep looking for this part and that part. Had to go to my storage to get a crowbar. Had to go grab this pipe for leverage. It was quite interesting, all the stuff I had to get just to make this thing work. Okay. Alright, so we're almost there. That one's out. This one's loose. And now I'm having trouble with that last one, but I think I might have an idea to get that one maybe in extension. Now I was using 3/8, and look, I snapped it right off. So now I just went with 1/2 inch, and I had a little 1/2 inch extension that was really important. Now I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Oh. A little 3-inch 1/2 inch extension is really helpful on getting one of these out. I know, if you probably got like a really good impact, that would make things very easy. I understand that, but I bought one. It looks strong enough, but it didn't do anything, so I'm going to see if I can take that back, because I don't think that one's going to work for anybody or any other job in the future. Okay, so now here I am. Let's see if I got enough leverage here now. Oh, there we go. So that little 3-inch extension is just enough for me to get in there. Okay, so now I don't need this big breaker bar, and then I can find the angle I need to get these off quicker. And I think we're good. Well, we're halfway there. I'll probably just clean these up a little bit with some compressed air. Alright. Oops. Alright. These I think are loose enough. Yeah, I can take this socket off of here and just finger spin them off of here, it looks like. So I'll get them almost all the way out, each one of them. And I'll just save a top one for last, because this thing might fall. The last one didn't. I had to wiggle this thing to get it off, so we'll see what happens. This truck has, the truck weighs almost 10,000 pounds, and it has about 85,000 miles on it. So I really didn't even know what wheel bearings look like until this happened. And this was just my gut thinking, wow, that's a weird sound. Must be bearings. Then I researched it and was like, oh, got to understand what that sound, what the sound is. Kind of sounds like a growling sound, and then there's a lot of vibration. Okay, so there it is. This is what we're replacing. This is the bad one. Alright, somewhere in here the bearings are shot. Okay, so I'll leave this off to the side. That way. There's like a little O-ring gasket in here too, so what I'll do is I'll blow all this out, clean this up. This is, I guess it's called a dust, brake dust cover, something. So, ta-da, all off, 30 minutes. Then I'm going to blow it all out.
Let's see what that one looks like.
Oh yeah. I got my brother here to give me moral support, and he's got a higher level of common sense than me, so he can really help me out on simple stuff.
Those are the
Hold the bearing? No, that's not good.
right on the side.
Okay. I guess these are the dealer was going to do AC Delcos and charge me, I don't know, about $700. I guess made in Mexico. And these here are Moog bearing assemblies from AutoZone. They're about $330, $331, and they're made in China. Well, there's supposed to be some anti-seize around here somewhere. Let me go see if I can find it. Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
Billy.
What? It's over there by where the stuff's at.
Hey, Bill.
What?
Did you grab the anti-seize?
It's up there by that bucket thing,
I can't find it.
by the tub. Up there by the tub and the ratchet. Yeah. Did you find it?
I'll look for it in here in a second.
It's right there in front of your boat. It's in front of your boat by that tub.
Boat by the tub.
Right there.
Oh, the box is hiding it.
See with the ratchet. With the
Alright,
tub,
alright. I got it. Okay, so anti-seize is something you'll want. Here's what the new one looks like. You know, honestly, if I would have known this was made in China, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I would have just paid the extra tons of money. But you know what? We'll see. It gets a 3-year warranty on this. Another thing I noticed is that when you get these, there's this rubber cord here. Looks like they all come kind of broken, the extra rubber support for bending. So I'll wrap electrical tape around that to make that really snug and tight. And I'll get it on there and I'll pull it and wrap it, and then electrical tape will seal on there. You want to get some good 3M electrical tape. having gloves is a good idea, but when you got to work with electrical tape and wearing gloves, it's just going to be a nightmare because the tape wants to stick to the gloves and the gloves can tear easy. So I'll take a nice little 6-inch strip, give it a little tug like that, and then I'll just pull it tight as I wrap it, just to give it almost like a shrink fit type of tightness to it. And I'll just keep wrapping it until I use it all the way up. And then this tape pretty much adheres to itself. See, now it doesn't, now if it flexes, it's just going to be very minimal. I don't think that has to bend much. Okay. So, oh, that's what I didn't show you, was I used this little silicone oil spray. I actually use this for airsoft guns, but just your basic silicone spray. I put on this gasket in here, and so that way it'll just slip on really easy and the silicone won't hurt nothing. If there's any excess, you may want to wipe it off, because once this all starts spinning around, you don't want to get too much on your brake pads. I know you might some might overthink, oh gosh, you got oil on your brake pads. Well, I tell you, once you use your brake pads a couple times, whatever's on those pads will just burn off pretty quick because of the heat. Okay. Actually, you know what? We got to put some anti-seize on these bolts here. Actually, you know what? I think what I did last time is I stuck them all through first. Is it the right bolts? Yeah, 4. Oh, just wasn't aiming the bolts in there right. Okay. Sure, you all got your different way of getting these on here, but this is how I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but I am a perfectionist to an extent, and so I want to try to do it as accurate as I think it's supposed to be. So we got this on here, got some anti-seize on there, a little bit here and there. Okay. Oh yeah, then we got this dust plate on there. Okay. Well, I think it went like this. Like that. Okay. And then now this goes on here like this. I mean, you pretty much got the idea of how this has got to go together. There we go, and then you just start getting a couple bolts started. I mean, you could probably use even a 3-ton jack might even do the job, but 10,000 pounds, that's how much this truck weighs. I just didn't want to chance it. Yeah, this one's kind of being a pain in the butt. Why is it always the last thing you get? Oh, goodness. Oh. The last thing you gotta work on. Last little bolt you gotta put in is the one that's always a little trouble. There you go. So, oh, thought I had it. There it is. Sometimes if you're having trouble getting a bolt in, you back this out a little bit, then you have more of an angle to play with. Alright, so I pretty much got all these in Now it's just a matter of tightening them down. Alright. So, and these were the, this was the 15 millimeter. Okay, that's about as far as I can get that thing in there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna. Alright, so now we're just pretty much just tightening things back together now. One thing you may be wondering, gosh, what's the torque settings? Well, I tell you what, man, I must have spent hours trying to figure out what the torque setting is, and no place I could find on the internet that is very specific to the 3500 HD with this type of setup. I mean, they say 175 foot-pounds for the wheel going on, but nothing else they really couldn't figure out. So I called this company here that sold me this, Moog. There's a tech number on there, and he gave me the torque setting for everything, and that made it real easy. The torque setting to put the two bolts on that are coming off the caliper that was attached to the spindle was 221 foot-pounds, and then these bolts back here, let me go find that paper. Oh. Yeah, so these 4 bolts that are holding the wheel bearing on, these 4 bolts in the back, that's 133 foot-pounds. At least that's what it says. The guy told me. These bolts here that'll attach the extender on right here, these are 140 foot-pounds. And then of course when you put the wheel on, those are 175 foot-pounds. That's probably the most important thing that I needed to learn out of all this, that you can't use common sense really, you have to just know it or something. So that was a major battle, was trying to figure that out, trying to find the right person. And of course I went through every avenue to get that answer, through forums and everything, and either none of them were really specific to my truck. And I was like, oh my gosh, man. And it didn't make sense. Because, you know, if you try to you try to explain something to someone that doesn't know much about mechanics, and you explain it all smart and technical, it's not going to make much sense. Almost there, Billy. Almost there.
You're going in the right direction.
Yeah, man, go clockwise,
Oh, I mean, putting it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I got everything. I'm a fast learner, Billy. I'm a fast learner. Alright, I think I got ready for torquing this thing now. I gotta torque these at 133. As I get this close to tight, then I'll do it. My back's about ready to give out, but I gotta make it through this. Ooh. Okay. Alright. So now we get to use the torque wrench. What's cool about this is this doesn't really cost me anything, because you can go to AutoZone and rent this for $100 and then return it when you're done for free and get your money back. So how about that? Okay, so now 133. So now we're going to go find the foot-pound section. Set this about 133. That's 130, and we'll go up 3. That should just lock in right on its own. Alright, so now we'll see how this works. Oh gosh, my back. And you're probably thinking, gosh, what's wrong with his back? Well, I got a full-blown herniated disc in my back on my L4, L5 area. So, if I'm not careful, I'll probably lose the feeling in my right shin again. That's what happened. I blew out my disc. I don't know, jumping on a trampoline with the kids, and next thing you know, I had no feeling in my shin. And the feeling just came back after a couple months of taking it easy and stuff, Oh. 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 That is 133. There's a click. Be careful. Click. Oh gosh. Oh, I gotta go inside here. One more. Okay, then what you do, I usually will just check the last 2 that I did. Oh, good. Okay, so we're good there. Alright, so now that's in. No noise. Alright, then I think we can spin this around where I can see it. There we go. Ooh, my back. Okay, now missing? Oh. No, wait. I'm good. Where's the brake pad? Ooh, man, I almost thought I forgot to put something on. Or on the wrong too early or something. Alright, so I'm gonna just quickly blow this out here. So if this video ends here and I don't make another one, you pretty much got what you needed